This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
And it is 4:27 here on your Thursday morning. Thanks for starting your day with us here at RTV6. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with a business in Carmel having to close its doors due to construction. This is a story that we've seen happen over and over again up in Hamilton County. These businesses just not being able to succeed because no one is able to get there.
Yeah, we're talking about the new construction, the exit closing there to 126th Street off US 31. Now, you know that we've made this into a highway, and that's kind of changed the traffic configuration there. So businesses that were once easy to get to, now difficult or seemingly impossible to get to sometimes unless you go really a roundabout way. So we're talking to the businesses, also waiting on a response from the city officials about what we should do about these businesses that are located in these difficult to get to areas. So we're going to have that story coming up.
Also looking into grocery deserts, and this is a big issue impacting us, and now a company is hopefully finding a solution to help people get to these stores.
Yeah, we've mentioned to you earlier about the Lyft program to help get people to these from the food deserts to local grocery stores in the area. This is mostly impacting people kind of on the northeast side of town. Well, there's a lot of complaints too about, is this really impacting the people that most need these groceries? Can they use the app? Is this solving the problem? Is the problem really just that we aren't attracting grocery stores to these locations? So we're going to break down all of that and what critics are saying coming up. But first, we do want to talk to Alyssa Donovan about the forecast today. Yesterday was beautiful. What can we expect today?
Today is going to be very much the same. Just pick up yesterday and put it in today because it's going to be a gorgeous day. Many of us are starting out mostly clear this morning. So the thing with that is those temperatures are going to be a little cooler to start today. You'll notice that as you step outside. However, a dry day on tap for most of us. We have a trough just off to our east that could bring some stray showers and convection possible to southeast counties this afternoon, but most of us aren't going to even see that. We're just going to see mostly sunny skies, a little bit of cloud coverage as we head through the afternoon, especially around those eastern counties, but most of us just going to see sunny and pleasant conditions. This streak of pleasant weather is going to continue into the weekend as well.
Love it.
Awesome, and it's the beginning of August, so we're very lucky.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, all right. So we do want to talk about a big convention coming here to the Circle City. It starts today, Gen Con.
You may have heard of it.
Yeah, the #1 gaming convention in the country coming right here to the convention center in Lucas Oil Stadium. And we know a lot of people are coming to Indianapolis for this, and maybe a lot of you are taking off work the next 2 days to enjoy 4 days of this convention. So we're going to break down what you can see and what you need to know and how you can get in. That story's coming up, plus news, weather, and traffic right here on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30, another business bites the dust. The owner of that business says it's all because of all the dust that a major road construction project is storing up in Carmel.
A police department in trouble because of its officers breaking the rules. We'll show you what RTV6 uncovered in a Call 6 investigation.
And it's time to play some games, or maybe it's time to cosplay. Either way, it will soon be easy to tell that it is Gen Con time downtown. It is 4:30 here on your Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Alyssa Donovan is here with us this morning talking about our forecast. A lot of kids, again, heading back to class today. And it's a great day outside. You want to get out for recess.
Beautiful. Yes, you're going to want to go outside for recess with those kids. And you are going to want to give them a light jacket this morning, but you will be able to ditch it this afternoon. That's the good news. We are in that streak of dry weather that we've been talking about and pleasant seasonable weather. Right now, temperatures in the 50s at some locations, 56 in Crawfordsville, and we are at 64 here in Indianapolis, 58 in Greencastle. So just a few cool spots on the map this morning, and most of that is along those western counties, and that's just because we have seen mostly clear skies overnight, allowing that cooling to happen. As we head through the day, we are going to see a little bit more cloud coverage by this afternoon, but high pressure is in control. That's keeping us dry right now. Just off to our east, we do have a trough that could push in to some of those southeast counties this afternoon and bring a little bit of convection, but for the most part, we are going to stay dry with just that small chance of some light stray showers, possibly a thunderstorm for some of those extreme southeast counties. By noon today, hitting the mid-70s, we'll be into the low 80s this afternoon. We're also going to see some light winds as we head through the day. It's going to be a very pleasant, seasonable day on tap, starting in the 50s and 60s this morning. So a little cool to start with clear skies, and then we are going to see mostly sunny skies this afternoon.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. Here's a live look at our traffic now maps. You can see no crashes around the metro area, so that is great news at this time. Take a look here. Another reminder, I-70 there closed in both directions between I-465 on the west side and the south split downtown. You can see that you'll have to take the detour route I-465 and I-65, which is moving along up to speed at this hour. Let's take a look at the closure right now on I-70 near Minnesota Street. You won't see any cars out here because cars are not allowed through this area. We'll continue to keep you updated. This closure is supposed to open back up on August 5th. Now to breaking news we're following from overnight. A woman is in the hospital and police are looking for a suspect after a shooting on the far northeast side. This all happened around 1:30 this morning in a neighborhood at East 33rd Street and Midhofer Road. We're told that a couple were flagged down by someone they knew who told them that a woman had been shot several times. Police say she was taken to Eskenazi Hospital for treatment. Witnesses told officers the suspect was last seen driving northbound on Midhofer.
It's been a staple in our lives.
Well, RTV6 getting answers from some disappointed Hamilton County families and Carmel businesses that are closing.
RTV6's Graham Hunter spoke to a restaurant owner about the struggles he has faced since construction closed the exit to 126th Street from US 31. We found out that business owner is not alone.
Business after business have shuttered doors here at Hamilton Crossing for the last several years, and it's happening once again to a mainstay of this walking mall that's been out here for 8 years, but been in business in this community of central Indiana for decades.
Keystone at the Crossing, Nora, and here.
Ming Wang has watched generations of customers come through the doors of his various restaurant locations, a fact one of his regulars reminded him about last week.
And it's fourth generation, and she pulled her daughter, pulled in a little daughter. I said, wow.
And shortly after moving to Hamilton Crossing, he's watched his neighbors go out of business.
It's very sad. I mean, we're all trying to thrive here in these small businesses.
When Wang moved in 8 years ago, it wasn't that way.
A whole shopping center, always, thriving.
He says it all started with the removal of an exit off US 31 and on to 126th Street.
All the business kind of drops tremendously. We were hoping we get more support, from Carmel.
A spokesman from INDOT says that change involved the public process and engagement of stakeholders in the area, and the interchanges added at Main Street and Old Meridian Street were meant to preserve access to the nearby areas and access to other city streets.
Some people can't even get in. I get phone call all the time how to get in.
Some longtime customers found their way in Wednesday night for one last meal.
We are so bummed that they're not going to be here anymore.
Melissa Rush and her family have been patrons for 30 years.
And this lovely gentleman who owns this place knows people by name, and people are bummed that they won't get to see him.
Wang says he won't be opening a new location.
I'm local, and I'm not big corporation where somebody can move me. So I don't think I have anything left to move.
For now, Wang is grateful for the chance to thank his longtime customers.
I want to say goodbye to all my loyal, regular customers. I truly, deep down from my heart, I want to thank everybody for supporting us.
Working for you in Carmel, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
We reached out to a spokeswoman for Carmel for a reaction on the latest closing, but have yet to hear back. Mr. Wang still has time left on his lease and says he is trying to negotiate an early termination with his landlord.
Well, in most cases, surveillance video is released to help catch criminals. In this case, a man caught on camera is considered a hero. Janann Stewart of Brownsburg hopes that you recognize this Good Samaritan so that she can thank him. She says the man in the video saw her home burning and knocked on the front door to alert a family while calling 911. Everyone inside made it out safely. The Brownsburg Fire Department says the fire started in the home's AC condenser unit.
The Muncie Police Chief tells Call 6 investigates the department is taking steps to prevent future violations. That's because a state police review ruled that officers misused equipment. State police say Muncie officers used their computers to look up information about a man who's been critical of city government. The chief sent an internal memo to officers reminding them of appropriate use of the law enforcement record system known as IDAX.
I think in these couple situations, they were trying to get information on someone that in that situation, they shouldn't have been. There was no crime involved. They weren't investigating a crime, and these people have the right to not have this done to them. We certainly realize that we were wrong, and we think we've fixed this issue and should never happen again.
The notice of violation is among the lowest reprimands a police department can receive in this situation. State police say they had 2 violations last year. They say these kinds of incidents are not common.
Well, we are learning more about a program that will help people in food deserts get to grocery stores. This week, we told you that Lyft Grocery Access Program will take people to and from 6 supermarkets for only $2. Since then, we've learned that families can sign up by downloading the Lyft app and putting it in their address to verify that they live within the eligible boundaries. The program will then pop up as an option. We spoke to neighbors who are excited about the service.
I think it was real nice. You know, it's $2. Who can't beat that? Can't beat that at all.
Just a lot of people in here that really don't walk like I do, that's, you know, on disability, and that would help them out a lot.
Well, the program has faced criticism from some community activists. They argue that the city should do more to keep and attract grocery stores in the neighborhood.
Get ready to put on your costume and toss your dice or play your cards. Gen Con is back starting today. Just like past years, this promises to be the biggest Gen Con ever. More than 70,000 people are expected to play games this weekend at the Indiana Convention Center and Lucas Oil Stadium. A reminder, the 4-day badge and Saturday badges are already sold out. Organizers say they've sold more 4-day badges than ever before. You can still get individual day badges for today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And our Aaron Lish will join us live next hour with a preview of the big weekend. Lauren, my dad was flying in from Atlanta yesterday. He said he would say maybe 75% of his plane was filled with people that he believed were going to Gen Con.
Probably all dressed up, ready to go.
Yes, yes.
Too funny. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And also fun this week, the Indiana State Fair kicking off tomorrow. And don't forget, opening day is also RTV6 Day at the fair. Our team will be live at the fairgrounds throughout the day, bringing you that live coverage and stories about the fair and farmers. From llamas to bees to corn farmers, we'll show you some of the unsung heroes of the heartland.
Next on Good Morning Indiana, stunning audio from one of the most admired Americans of the 20th century. It's part of a phone call that was deliberately hidden from the public for decades.
The tarp almost got away from them, just ahead of baseball grounds crew getting some badly needed help from the guys who were just there to play the game. Alyssa.
And we have another beautiful day ahead of a streak of dry wet coming up. I'll tell you how long that's going to last.
50 rallies and checkers. Best foodies know the deal.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. 442 here on our Thursday morning. This is I-65 at 30th Street to our north. You can see traffic in this area is moving smoothly. We do have those orange barrels. They're out of the travel lanes in this area, maybe just in the shoulder. Just use caution as you're traveling through construction zones. There are a lot of them. Well, it's a stunning revelation about one of the most well-respected presidents in U.S. history. The National Archives releasing a recorded phone call between Ronald Reagan and then President Richard Nixon. The year was 1971. Reagan was the governor of California at the time, and he was recorded by Nixon making racist comments about delegates to the United Nations from African countries.
Last night, I tell you, to watch that thing on television, as I did, to see those monkeys from those African countries, and they're still uncomfortable wearing shoes.
Well, and then the tail wags the dog there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The tail wags the dog.
Well, Reagan was referring to the diplomats from African countries who had voted to have the UN formally recognize China, which Reagan and Nixon opposed at the time. The Nixon Presidential Library has had this conversation for decades, but says it previously withheld this part of the recording to protect Reagan's privacy.
Before this week's second Democratic presidential debate, frontrunner Joe Biden jokingly told Senator Kamala Harris, "Go easy on me, kid." Instead, the top 2 candidates at the second night of the debate took aim at each other again. And as ABC's Trevor Alt tells us, the candidates farther back in the polls tried desperately to break through.
Night 2 of the Detroit Democratic debates featuring all the policy of night 1 with a lot more personal political brawling mixed in. Senator Kamala Harris returning to her attacks from the first debate early on.
The vice president has still failed to acknowledge that it was wrong to take the position that he took at that time.
But this time, Biden punching back and later criticizing the senator for changes to her health care plan.
You can't beat President Trump with double talk.
Other candidates eager to jump into the crossfire. Senator Cory Booker taking aim at the former vice president over criminal justice reform.
Since the 1970s, every major crime bill, major and minor, has had his name on it.
You had a police department you went out and you hired Rudy Giuliani's guy. You engaged in stop and frisk.
Mr. Vice President, there's a saying in my community, you're dipping into the Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor.
Over the same topic, Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard calling out Kamala Harris for her record as a prosecutor.
Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not.
Candidates also sparring over immigration. Biden defending the policies of the Obama administration. Julian Castro calling him out.
It looks like one of us has learned the lessons of the past and one of us hasn't. What we need are politicians that actually have some guts on this issue.
I have guts enough to say his plan doesn't make sense.
These Detroit debates will likely be the last time on the stage for many of these presidential candidates. The next Democratic debates are in September in Houston, and that will likely only have half the candidates who qualify. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Detroit.
Today, President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence are scheduled to visit the Midwest. A campaign rally for Trump is scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight at U.S. Bank Arena in Cincinnati. According to the campaign, this will be the fourth rally in Cincinnati since President Trump first started his race for the White House in 2015.
How windy was it in Philadelphia yesterday? Well, check this out. High winds from an incoming storm tried to take out the tarp as grounds crews at Citizens Bank Park were trying to spread it over the infield. That's when members of the Philadelphia Phillies and their opponents last night, the San Francisco Giants, came to the rescue. That even included Giants relief pitcher Sam Dyson just minutes before he found out he had been traded to the Minnesota Twins. Within seconds, the players helped the ground crews save the day and the tarp. Just needed that little extra bit of muscle.
Yep.
All right, Alyssa, let's take a look at our forecast for this Thursday.
And it's not going to be that windy here. It's going to be very calm and quiet over the next couple days. We're in this streak of seasonable and dry weather. Now, we do have a small chance of a stray shower, possibly some convection, maybe a thunderstorm for extreme southeastern counties today, but most of us are going to see dry and pleasant conditions and only a very small chance of that. As we head through the next few days, we're going to continue to see this very pleasant weather. Our next chance of storms does not come until next week, about midweek. Right now, starting cool this morning in many locations. Kokomo at 59 this morning, Indianapolis at 64, Bloomington at 61 this morning. Most of us are seeing those clear skies, which has allowed us to cool way off as we have this cool, dry air mass over us right now. Those winds are light, and they're going to remain light today. And you can see on our radar that we don't have a lot of cloud coverage, just a little bit to those southeastern counties this morning. We're going to continue to see mostly clear skies for our first half of the day, and then we do have a trough just off to our east that's going to start to scoot in. That could bring us a little bit more cloud coverage as we head into the afternoon. But what's going on is we have high pressure in control, and that's what's keeping us very dry and seasonable for this time of year. As that system moves up into the west a little bit, that's where we could see that small chance of some spot showers or stray showers for some of those southeast counties. But most of us staying dry today. Clear skies to start with a little bit more cloud coverage as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures right around the noon hour will be in the mid and upper 70s as we head into the afternoon. That's when we could see just a little bit of that convection spray up for some of those eastern and southeastern counties. Just expecting maybe a pop-up storm and some stray showers with that, if even. Most of us, though, continuing to see mostly sunny skies for your day. Those light winds and temperatures in the low 80s for many of us, a little bit cooler to the north. Now, these pleasant conditions are going to stick with us as we head into the weekend. High pressure is in control. We are staying in the upper 80s. It's warming just a bit for your weekend with those dry conditions. And then as we head through the rest of the week, we are staying very nice before we see those chances of some stray showers and storms as we head into midweek next week. Mostly sunny skies to start today with those clear conditions. Normally, we're right around 84 degrees for our high. We're going to be right around 83. 93 today, so very close to our averages. Temperatures warm just a smidge as we head into the weekend, but continuing to see lots of sunshine. Then we are back into the upper 80s by Tuesday before we see those chances of spot storms roll in on Wednesday.
Alyssa, thank you. It is 4:49, and here's a live look right now at I-65 and I-465 down on the south side. Traffic in this area is traveling up to speed, and that is great news for your early morning commute. Let's take a look right now at our map. Just a reminder about the I-70 closure we've been dealing with all week long. Taking a look over here on I-70, your drive time from the east side from Post Road to I-65 at the north split. It's just a 10-minute commute. No delays there to slow you down. Well, changes are coming to a popular part of downtown near Monument Circle. The Department of Transportation is sharing details about the East Market Street project. NDOT says Market Street between Pennsylvania and Alabama will be closed from March 2020 through November 2020 for road work and sidewalk improvements. We spoke to the owner of a business at City Market, which will be impacted by this construction. Andy Howard says that he was hoping for even bigger changes.
I'm a little disappointed. I was really hoping that this might be switched to be a totally pedestrian area, not have any cars in there. I think it'd be great if they had a strip of trees down the middle and some more permanent shelter for the actual farmers market.
Well, the farmers market at City Market will have to relocate temporarily during the construction. The project is part of a larger Monument Circle reconstruction plan.
It's the convention that casts a spell over the entire city. Coming up at 5, a live preview of the massive madness that is Gen Con.
And a site that says 1,000 words. Up next, superheroes unite to honor the life of a Central Indiana boy.
I'm Vinny Politan. A dramatic night on Court TV. A late night verdict coming in Florida versus Grant Amato. Grant Amato now convicted in the deaths of his mother, father, and brother, and now faces the potential of a death penalty. Today on Court TV, we've got all the fallout from inside and outside of the courthouse. We're live in Sanford all day on Court TV.
And don't forget, you can watch the all-new Court TV live on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. We'll be right back.
On RTV6 News. It was a bittersweet goodbye at the funeral for a young Central Indiana boy who died of brain cancer.
As our Rafael Sanchez reports, famous faces from as far away as Gotham City traveled to Delaware County to honor the 8-year-old.
This moment is not an end, but a beginning for people of faith. The Flash, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, and Batman were pallbearers, and among Christian Doherty's favorite superheroes. Christian, at 8, found ways to be great. Through his battle with cancer, he summoned his personal strength and the power of his favorite costume characters. The Cape Crusader visited him and his friends at Albany Elementary School, a boost to Christian spirits. The honorary Eagle Scout lost his battle with cancer last week. His funeral at the Horizon Convention Center reminded all that tough things make us stronger. The Batmobile led the hearse to the cemetery, but the little boy who believed in God will live on in the hearts and memories of all those he loved and all those that loved him.
Memorials for Christian can be made in his name in the care of the Riley Children's Foundation. That address is 30 South Meridian Street, Indianapolis 46204. Great story there and a great little kid.
Yeah. We want to take a turn now. Another beautiful day outside. It's hard to believe it's August 1st. I feel like the temps are typically a little warmer this time of year.
We're actually right at average, but I think that we have seen such warm Augusts in the past that it almost feels wrong. Temperatures today in the low 80s. Mostly sunny skies. We do have a small chance of a stray shower for southeastern counties as we head into the afternoon, but most of us are just going to see dry, seasonable, beautiful conditions, and that's sticking with us Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, that's when we're going to start seeing a chance of a spot or stray storm back in the forecast.